Growl, growl, prowl, prowl. So I wanted to make a video about Resident Evil 9 and what I would love and what I hope Capcom does for Resident Evil 9, where they would take the franchise. So a couple weeks ago, you guys, I was walking around my neighborhood. It was probably 7 to 8 o'clock at night, so it was just getting dark, but it was still light out, and I could start to see all the house lights turn on, and illuminating the houses in different ways. Some of the lights are on the floor, like in the grass beneath the house and shining upward, casting shadows going up. And then there were some lights that were on the top of the house near the roof, shining down, and it just the different ways that all the lights were casting shadows, and the ways that the house were illuminated. It drew me in, and it got me thinking about Resident Evil, no less, because this channel has turned into like a Resident Evil channel, and I apologize for those of you that like other things, and I do too, of course. You look at my videos I have lots of other things, but yeah, recently I've been doing the road to Resident Evil 8, playing 0 through 8, all the numbered games in a row. That's why it's, been on my channel so much, and Resident Evil 8 obviously just came out, and I just finished it, so there will be less Resident Evil videos, so yeah. It's just funny how much I love the franchise, though, how much it's grown on me, but I think it's time to take a break anyway, because I just played all of them, 0 to 8 in a row. Time to take a break. Okay, so anyway. Okay, sorry. I'm just trying to fix this animation, man. It's not very good. Anyway. There hasn't been a single Resident Evil game, to my knowledge, and I played all the main ones, 0 to 8, and I played Revelations 1 and 2. I think that's about it. So I guess that's what, 9, 10, 11 games I played. Not one of them, as far as I know, guys, takes place in an actual neighborhood, like residence, like a neighborhood, residential area, houses, street lights, just walking down the street. So I'm going to put a couple images in the video of Hideo Kojima's PT, and it's also known, as Silent Hills. Oh my god, you guys, just look at these images. Wow. This is kind of what I'm going for. I want them to use, if they're going to use the RE engine, okay, for Resident Evil 9. Put it in a neighborhood. Just imagine you're walking down the streets just like Norman Reedus was at the end of that trailer for PT. And, as you're walking, you just see like a street light above you or even across the street, just start flickering. It's just flickering, then it goes out. And you look over and you hear a noise. Like, it would be so visceral because it would hit home on such a way that I don't think any Resident Evil game ever has. And I think PT was leaning in that direction. And I've been playing Resident Evil since 2004. So I'm a hardcore, longtime fan. And I can even respect, I saw videos of PT. I can respect the fact that PT was on another level. It was tapping into something that is... I can't even explain it. So I hope and want them to move the Resident Evil franchise in the direction for 9 of residents. Actually you're in a neighborhood and there's different homes and you have different keys in different homes, different statues and items that you have to work with, and there could be people, you can see a house light on, you go inside that particular house and someone's alive. You actually have real humans that you team up with, or you go in another house, you think it's someone else is alive, but it just turns out to be zombies. And I definitely want them to bring back zombies. That's one thing that Resident Evil 8 didn't have, or 7, I guess, or 6 either, or 5. Oh god, I guess 4 is the closest thing back. I want to bring back the old school zombies, like Resident Evil 2. I think Resident Evil 2, 0, and 1 remakes, those did zombies the best, those 3. I'm not sure which one did them the best, maybe 2's, because I love 2's, the remake, because you can dismember them. And the way they move, the way they sound, it's it hits close to home. And that's why the one picture, I'll put it on here too, is like, I think it's Lisa is her name from PT. It's horrifying, you guys. It is petrifying. It's one of the scariest things. I think it's much more scary than, these crazy big monsters and stuff like that with a lot of grotesque horror, is what they were doing in PT. And I hope that Resident Evil 9 leans in that direction, because it's funny, if you guys played Resident Evil 8, by the way, spoilers, I'll try not to spoil too much, but there's a part in Resident Evil 8 that is a direct nod. It is a direct inspiration from PT. Like, they're not even bashful about it. With the sounds of the creature and the look of the creature and the whole environment that you're in, it is clearly inspired from PT. So I hope that they take our players' feedback and whatever, because it kind of seems like Resident Evil 9 is moving into more action and more like RE6, RE5 territory, and that scares the hell out of me. And I'll talk about that in my review, but I hope that they lean more into the house, or the creepy part of PT from RE8. Lean into that, but put that in a neighborhood setting, and oh god, I just imagine walking down the street, because I was, like I said, just go walk in your neighborhood, guys, if you have one, or find a neighborhood, walk in a neighborhood at night when it's just getting dark and all the house lights come on, and just look at the different yards and the different lights and just the noises that you hear as you're walking and the street lights above you. It is such a like a creepy yet calming feeling. And then to put that in a Resident Evil game, like I said, we never had one like that. We've had 2 mansions, which is 0 and 1. Then 2 was in a museum or a police station. 3 is all over like the city and sewers and just labs. 4 is out all over the place in mountains and a wooden village and castle, like all different things. 5 is in Africa. 6 is in a city, all bombastic. 7 is just in one house, which is great, which is fantastic. And then 8 was in the village and all the locations in there. So 9, that's what I'm saying. There hasn't been an actual neighborhood Resident Evil where there's multiple houses. We've only ever got one game actually out of all of them, which was 7, that had a house, which is great, Resident Evil. But now I would love it to be a neighborhood, guys. Just imagine the different houses. They could do different designs in the houses, and it would all make sense logically, because people lay out their houses differently. Everybody lives in different ways, right? There could be all different kinds of people, all different ethnicities, all different kinds of creatures. And I want it to be realistic, like PT type graphics. At the end of RE8, those type of graphics. I just want it to go in a realistic direction. And man, I think it could be amazing. I think it could be absolutely amazing, because like I said, I don't think it's ever been done, and it would hit so close to home in such a way that it would penetrate through all people that live in any kind of modern day neighborhoods, suburban neighborhoods. You could have a little forest section in there, right? Because if it's the suburbs, you got trees everywhere, different houses. You can do so much, man. You could have basements, attics, interlocking keys and pathways in between houses. You could have pathways underground, basements that connect to each other. Oh my god, the things you could do, man. So yeah, just an idea. I'll probably put this in my Resident Evil 8 review, just as a as a hope for RE9. And 10, I'll just talk on 10 really quick. For 10, I think 10 needs to be something like, as far as, I don't know what the game is going to be about at all. I'm not even going to say. Or the location. I'm not going to even say like a neighborhood or anything. But what I will say is I hope they do all camera angles. Like I hope, by the way, 9, I hope it's first person. I hope it's one more first person. And then 10, everybody wants fixed camera angles or third person back. I'm okay with that, or first person. I hope they do all 3. For 10, I hope they find a way to do all 3. I know it's crazy. I know I sound nuts, and I am. But I would love it if they could somehow do all 3 perspectives. Have some of the game where you have to play as first person, some of the game where you have to play as third person, and some of the game where you have to play fixed camera angles. But then otherwise, you should let the player choose. The option should be there for them to choose. And it would not be that hard with the power of the PlayStation 5 and next-gen consoles. So they could do it. And to be honest, by the time RE10 comes, it'll probably be next-gen after this one. Or it'll definitely absolutely be the pro version of these consoles. So there will be no excuse why I can't do all 3 camera angles. Fixed camera for those who want it, third person for those who want it, and first. Like, you could just do it in RE8. You could just put the camera, I bet people are going to mod it. You could just do it. You could just put the camera up in how's Dimitrescu's castle, man? Like in the picture in my background? You could just put a camera up there and have the player run around. Totally. Absolutely, dude. The game would be amazing. So, yeah. Hope they do that. Okay, guys, and then I hope all the characters come back for 10. Like, I hope it's a crazy reunion, but not I don't want it to be bombastic. I want Resident Evil to stay intimate. I want it to be intimate. And 8, at some points, is very intimate, but at other points, it's really getting off the rails, like heading in toward 5 and even 6 territory, and that's scaring me for the future. I want to stay intimate. Keep the 7 vibes, the RE0, the RE1 vibes, the RE4 vibes. Bring all that forward, man. And RE2 remake vibes. Yeah. I never played the original 2 and 3, by the way. I'm waiting for them to get the remasters, like 0 and 1, because they deserve it, you know? I'm not going to play them in, like, 260p. I want them to get the remasters just like 0 and 1 did. 0 and 1 look like 4K games. They're so gorgeous. 0 in particular. Even 0, I think, is probably the most beautiful Resident Evil game. 0 or 8. I'd have to go back and forth and see. Okay, guys, so I'm done here. Yeah, I hope 9 takes place in a neighborhood. Where do you guys want Resident Evil 9 to take place? You know, comment down below, whatever. Talk about it. I hope it's a neighborhood, man. I imagine walking through the grass, opening a fence, right? Just slowly hearing that gate open as you open it, you know? The little metal clank of the handle and the lock. Oof. It would be great. The different doorknobs you could have, the different door designs of the houses, man. Oh, the more I think about it, the more it just sounds so freaking cool. And of course, like, eventually it could lead under one of the houses. Could be like a creepy, you know, mansion up on a hill, like, you know, deep in the neighborhood, and you're trying to find it. You're trying to find a way to get there, and you can't until the very end, you know. So that'd be so cool. And then that could lead you to the lab eventually if they want to put the lab in. Oh man, Capcom, I hope, because we haven't had a neighborhood Resident Evil game. Like, you can make it so cool. Like, imagine if Village was like this huge modern day neighborhood, like, spread out in all directions. Oh man. All right, guys, take care. I'll see you on the next one. Thanks for watching.